Hi guys, welcome back. My name's Rebecca, also known as Reiki Reselling. I am a part-time reseller. Today I would check out a new charity shop that's just opened up in my area. We'll see how cheap it is because it's a British Heart Foundation and we all know how expensive they can be. So let's check it out. Quite a big one, as you can see. Let's have a little sneak peek in the window. I mean, I've got like a Gymshark there. $7.50 for a regatta. Yeah, not having high hopes. £10 for Under Armour. £35. Do you know what it is? Let's have a look. I didn't get a chance to go to the boot sale at the weekend, so I decided to go to this charity shop. Now, British Heart Foundation is notorious in my area for being quite expensive. And to be fair, the shop looked quite nice. It was quite big. It had lots of furniture. I nearly bought some of the furniture, but I thought it was quite expensive. And I could just buy the same sort of thing on like Amazon or whatever. So I noticed, obviously, in the window before it opened, because I arrived there a couple of minutes before opening. I didn't realise it opened at 9:30. I thought it opened at 9. There was a couple of pieces in the window that you're seeing that were quite expensive there, but I decided to still give it a go. After looking at all of the furniture and stuff and changing my mind about 50 million times, I decided to have a look at the stuff I feel more comfortable with, you know, clothes, bags, shoes, and perhaps even electronics. But it felt really bougie when you were walking around, like everything was into different sections, into different sizes. It didn't really give the feeling that you were going around a charity shop, which is nice, you know, especially if you have no other option to shop at a charity shop. But to be fair, just because it looks bougie and things doesn't mean that you can get the top whack for it. Like that set you can get at Christmas for like £3 and they're selling it for £6. They're Hollister £8.50, you know. But I noticed I had a little venture at the toys because they had a little bit of a kids section. Had a look at the toys to see if there was any like jelly cats. I will find a jelly cat in a charity shop one day. I've never come across it at a car boot sale. Don't think I will. Probably won't come across it at a charity shop, but I'm determined. So I noticed obviously they had like a few board games. Was interested in this Harry Potter wand, but it didn't have a price on. A lot of the stuff didn't, to be fair. I don't know if they just didn't have the time or whatever. But I'd seen on Facebook that this shop had like clearance stuff. They had like grab bags like that. And then they had like racks and racks and racks of clearance. And my theory is that these clearance stuff is actually not clearance at all. It's stuff that was going to go to the ragman. And for those that are new to like reselling, the ragman basically will buy something at like 7p a kilo from charity shops and places that will have bulk amounts of clothing. And it's usually clothing that's unsalvageable, so it's got loads of holes in, it's got loads of stains in, rips and tears, stuff that you shouldn't really be selling or is in very, very poor condition. I have noticed though that more and more charity shops are doing sales like this, and it makes you wonder if it's because they are genuinely stuff to go for the ragman, or if it is, you know, items that are just not selling because of their prices being too high. Because a lot of when I was looking through the reel was like Asda and Primark, and some of it was even brand new, like some of the Primark t-shirts, but they were still, to buy brand new, they were only £3 at actually Primark, and they were wanting like £1 or £2 at this clearance section. But there was the odd little hidden gem, and I did manage to get a few things, but again, it was stuff that was like off season. So even though the stuff was good, it might take a while to actually sell, which makes us think, is that one of the other reasons why they're possibly adding it in? We'll see. I suppose the weather has been hit and miss though recently. Just this morning I had to de-ice my car, so it's still possible that some of the winter stuff that I did pick up may actually sell. I stupidly never grabbed a basket, but I decided to have a little look at the paintings and all the pottery and stuff like that. And yeah, I shouldn't have wasted the 5 minutes that I looked there, to be fair. Everything was very, very expensive for what it is. Like these little trinkets and stuff, like they were wanting £20 for that vase, and just wasn't worth it. But to get to the tills, you actually have to walk past the electronics. So I had a quick look at there, and some of the prices were actually laughable. Like they wanted £30 for a Tassimo that had been used. Not too bad. I grabbed a few bits, filled a bag. I'll show you what we got. So first up was my favourite item. It was this vintage Burton wool and cashmere coat. I bought it for £5. On eBay they were going for around about 40 to 60, but I wanted a quick sale, so I've just whacked it on Vinted for 30. Next up I picked this Nautica navigation t-shirt. Bought it for £1. I'm hoping just again to get a quick flip of £5, and didn't do much research on that, which was my bad. So yeah, definitely a bit of a fail, but can still get me £1 back. Hadn't heard of this brand Rachel Zoe before, but it was only £2 and I grabbed it because it had a bit of cashmere in, and when I did some research on eBay it looked like it was going for sort of like 20 to 30, and it's a US brand, so I whacked it on Vinted for 10 for a quick sale. My phone had actually died, so I wasn't able to research this jumper, but it had a nice Nordic design, so I thought I'd grab that for £1. Also found this Ellen Tracy wool cropped cardigan for £1. Again, just a quick sale on Vinted for £5. I'm not really too fussed whether I get like the big sales like £1 into 30 or whether it's like £1 into 5. Ideally everybody would like the big flips, but it's not always possible, and sometimes I just want a quick sale. So yeah, my overall thoughts are that I probably won't do this again. Certainly not for a long time, because I can get stock much cheaper than this. But it was good to see the British Heart Foundation trying to lower their prices. But again, if it was just going to go to the ragman, part of me thinks that it's been a little bit greedy, but that's just solely my opinion. There was loads of people that were actively buying these clothes, but it just wasn't worth it for me. I don't see the point in buying clothes that have like tears, rips and stains in them. It's just not feasible. Sometimes you can get away with buying clothes that are stained, because obviously charity shops don't have the facility to wash the clothes or steam. They don't bother steaming them anymore, I don't think, either, unless they're super creased. So yeah, I think they just whack them up straight for sale, ticket them. So yeah, sometimes you can hit on, and really nearly picked up a Nike hoodie, but it was very boring. It literally just had big Nike Air on the front of it, and they wanted still £5 for that, and it was very borderline whether the mark was going to come out or not. And obviously if you can't get the marks out, for a lot of resellers it does obviously hinder the price that you can get, but for day-to-day sort of stuff it would have been absolutely fine. So yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what kind of other content that you like, because I'm trying to sort of mix it up a little bit now. And if you want me to do another sort of mini investigation like what I've done now, then that's fine, just let us know. But thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye.